Hey guys, it's Lizzie and welcome to my channel. So today, this has been a video that I've been planning to film for the longest. I'm not sure if you guys will remember. Sorry, it's my phone. I'm not sure if you guys will remember, but when I was in Dubai, I did a get ready with me and I said that I was going to do a how I got a job without an interview. And once I filmed that get ready with me, I never ended up doing that video. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing now. So I hope this video is helpful to any of you guys that are actively looking for a job, or if any of you are currently in a job but you're really unhappy and you want to move on, or you have a dream company that's not necessarily actively hiring, but you still want them to know that, hey, I'm here, kind of thing. So I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below, and if you don't want to comment, you can always DM me. I will leave my Instagram down below, and if you do end up DMing me, just let me know in the comments, just because sometimes when people that don't follow me, or people that I don't follow, one or the other, Instagram moves their DM to somewhere else, and sometimes I don't end up seeing it after a really long time. So just let me know and I'll be happy to answer any questions. So this video could potentially be really long, but I just want to get straight into it. So we're rewinding all the way back to maybe 2 years ago. So after I graduated, you guys would have known that I graduated in psychology. I have a bunch of videos out there that are related to me back when I was in uni and studying psychology. Fast forward now, I did not want to. Once I graduated, I realized that it wasn't for me. Psychology is good to learn, but actually be in that field, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So I knew I did not want to go in that direction. So I wanted to go into sort of the digital marketing, content creation space. That's basically where my head was at. But at the time, I did not have the experience. All these companies, that's why I always feel like university was a waste of time, because honestly, whenever I go to interviews, they never ask, oh, what did you study in university, or what grade did you get? It's more so, what experience do you have? And I didn't have the experience, so it was rejection after rejection. And I remember when I graduated, you have a certain amount that you want. Let's say it's I want, for example, I'm just picking a number out of thin air, I want 30k a year or something. I was learning very quickly that if you do not have the experience, you end up having to settle for less. So it was a constant struggle trying to find a job or going into interviews that asked me about experience that I did not have. So it was a real struggle. So there was one interview in particular that I went to, and prior to that interview, I thought, oh my gosh, this is the job for me. When you just have a feeling that this is going to be the job for me. It was a decent salary at the time. Now that I think about it, the pay really wasn't that great. But at the time, I was thinking, oh my gosh, the salary is great for me at the moment. It's a great location. It's a young company. I thought this was it. Went to the interview now, and of course, when I look back now, I probably did really terrible at that interview because I didn't have, again, much experience. I mean, I had been interning for a fashion stylist, but that wasn't, again, it wasn't enough experience. So obviously I did not get the job. I was gutted. When I tell you, I probably cried for a good month. I was so set in stone that one was for me, and the fact that I didn't get it, I was distraught. I was oh my gosh, I thought this was it. So one day I was actually at an event with a lady that I was interning for. She was a fashion stylist, and I can't remember what the event was for, but that doesn't even matter. I was at an event, and when the event was over, we were just talking, and I was just telling her I have this feeling that I want to get back to that lady that didn't give me the job and maybe just ask if I could intern. Now, by now, I'd already been doing doing an internship, and I was sort of over interning. Like, I was ready to graduate from interning, but I just had this strong feeling about this particular job that I have to go back. I can't let this go. So I emailed, and I basically said that, you interviewed me and I didn't get the job. However, I'm really, really eager to gain experience, and I'm happy to do an internship. Like, I can't remember what the exact email said, but I was that desperate. I probably even said, like, it doesn't matter if it's paid or not. I was just eager to even do, if it was 2 days a week, 5 days a week, I didn't care. And I think you need to have that sort of hunger in you, that you're going to have to make some sacrifices. Like, people that are at the top, they didn't just get to the top overnight. It was a gradual process, and there are going to be things that you don't want to do. Nobody wants to work for free, and honestly, a lot of companies, they offer internships and they don't even pay people, and they have them do all of this work. I'm talking about the internships that don't require you getting coffee and getting people's lunch, like make you do actual work, and they don't pay you. I think the most they might do is pay for your travel expenses and they have like a limit on how much you can like spend on food. Maybe like it could be, for example, £10 a day on food. So they require a lot from you, but at this point I just figured, you know what, in order to move forward, I have to take a few steps back and sort of humble myself, and what's stopping me is the experience. So I did reach out to her, and she literally emailed within like a few hours, and I was like, oh, I am shooketh. I was so like smiling from like ear to ear. I can't remember her exact response was, but I think it was sort of along the lines of like, I'm glad you got into contact with me. I'm like really pleased. I'm really pleased with your sort of eagerness to want to learn. I'm happy for you to do an internship. And like, honestly, that was the moment where things started changing. So fast forward from then, she took me on as an intern, and then within 3 months, I remember for this internship, I did not have to do an interview. I already did that interview prior, like maybe, I want to say 6 to 8 months prior to me doing an internship at that same company, and I did not get the job. Whether she remembers me, she probably didn't. I mean, she might have, but I just think she didn't, because it wasn't like it was, I did the interview, then a week later, I emailed her. I did the interview, then like 6 to 8 months later, I emailed her asking to do the internship. And so within 3 months, we made it a permanent position, because at first I was only doing 3 days a week, and then within 3 months she transitioned it to more permanent, and then I bumped up to a more sort of not senior role, but just senior than what I was doing, and then eventually was working on clients by myself. So you can see it was sort of a gradual transition from starting as an intern all the way to working with clients and being confident enough to work with clients on my own. So I say this to say that if you're currently in a situation that you are not happy with, it sucks. Like, I've been there. I was there like last week, and I just got amazing news this week. So I've been there. A lot of people have been there, and it's easy to look at somebody else's life and think everything is all peaches and cream, when in reality it isn't. So if you're watching this right now and you are looking for a job, you've been rejected from a job, you've gone through 50 interviews and you've had 50 rejections, or you're at a job that you absolutely hate, but you know it's hard to find a job these days, especially now with the sort of climate that we're in with sort of COVID, and a lot of companies have put a hold on their sort of job applications. I'm telling you now, you need to do something different. For me, I was applying for jobs all the time and it wasn't getting me anywhere. I mean, I would get interviews, but then I would get rejected. So what I did, I used my initiative and I emailed the company that I felt was a right fit for me, and went out of my way to offer my services for free just to gain experience. And so it was quite a humbling experience, just because you know you want to be paid, you want to be earning good money, you want to be saving, going on lavish holidays, and in the beginning that's not the case. You are hustling, you are, you know. And I remember at the time I was doing that as well as doing another job, a job that wasn't related to this field. It was just a job, just to have money coming in. And so I was basically juggling 2 jobs, 1 internship, 1 job, but the internship felt like a job because I was actually doing work, as opposed to just like getting coffee for people. And so that moment I realized that sometimes you have to take a few steps back to move forward. So if you're doing something right now that isn't working for you, or that you find that you're not yielding results, you need to find an alternative way. And if that means you have to email companies, even if they're not actively hiring, you can email them and just say, hey, I'm here, I'm looking. If you happen to be looking for someone in so and so field, I'm here, here's my CV. Keep it short, keep it sweet, don't keep it long-winded, because nobody likes, I can't stand a long-winded email. Keep it short, keep it sweet, and they'll know. So let's say they are actively hiring, they'll be like, oh, that girl or that guy that emailed me, like, this person seems really keen, the fact that they emailed me when we weren't even actively hiring. So I say this to say, I want to give you guys a few tips. I feel like I've sort of wandered off in different directions, but the first tip is to stay consistent and work hard. You can't get anywhere in life if you are lazy. You have to work hard and be consistent. There have been times where I've struggled with consistency, especially when things aren't going as planned or as you would have thought. A lot of times it's easy to just be like, oh, I can't be bothered, and then all of a sudden you get this motivation, and then a week later you're back to being down again. But you have to stay consistent even through the times where you don't want to. So if that means consistently applying, consistently emailing, consistently networking, be consistent in whatever you do and work hard. Don't be lazy. I remember I struggle with this till this day, is that whenever I'm in a position, I want to do a better than good job. So I'm constantly overthinking because I want to do a really, really good job. And I get anxious, I get nervous, because I have this sort of work ethic ingrained in me. And a lot of times when I'm in a new environment, I get so overwhelmed and so scared. But I think working hard is the beginning to moving on to something great. Secondly, if something isn't working, switch it up. If you are applying for a particular type of job and you are not getting it, or you're not going past a certain stage, because nowadays jobs want to do like 5 different stages before they tell you that you've got the job. Ask for feedback, email people, network with people, do something different. If it's not working, do something different. And I say that to say that don't be afraid to do things the unconventional way. The reason why I was able to get that job was because I didn't end up applying. I just reached out to her, and she saw my eagerness and willingness to want to learn, and she took me on. And then so I was there for about over a year, and I progressed from being an intern only doing 3 days a week to not knowing what the hell I was doing, to once I left, like, I knew everything that I was doing. Like, I was on my ish all the time. Last but not least, I really want to get this across to you, whoever's watching this, is that rejection is protection. A lot of times we get fixated on a job, we get fixated on a company, we get fixated on a salary, although money, we need money. We get fixated on just so many things, that a lot of times that when we get the rejection, we take that as something bad or negative. But honestly, rejection is actually protection. I feel like, I know not everyone's religious, but for me it just means that the job wasn't for me, and that God had something bigger and better planned. And a lot of times now, actually, I'm learning how to trust my instinct. If something doesn't feel right, 9 times out of 10 it isn't right. And I've fallen into traps where I've chased something else and didn't go with my gut, and God showed me really quickly, like, no, this is where you should have went, and you went here. So now you've got to work with the consequences of that. But I say that to say that it's a journey. There's going to be lots of rejection, there's going to be lots of people not taking you seriously. I remember before I got that internship, and I was interning for that stylist, she would connect me with different people because we would go to different events, and people would say, oh yeah, give me your email, you can email me, I'd love to have you on. I would email them, nothing. It's literally like they would just say that at the event just to my face, just to make me feel good. I would get all excited, go home, write the email out, and nothing. I would chase up, and once I've chased once or twice, no response, then I just keep it moving. So I just want you to know that this isn't whatever rut that you feel like you're in now, or if you feel stuck or you feel stagnant or you don't feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel. Things do progress and things do move on. I'm definitely still learning. For me now, I've been working on how to be more confident within the work environment, which I will touch on in a different video. But that is how I got a job without an interview. It was hustle, it was hard work, it was trying an unconventional way to reach out to people and connect and show people that this person is eager and I want to take this person under my wing. So don't give up. Feel free to DM me, comment, all of that good stuff. I'd love to have a discussion with you guys on your thoughts on what I've said. Hopefully I've touched on everything, but I've sort of been like rambling. I've been in 5 different directions, but hopefully you all could take something away from this. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.